90% skill, 15% concentrated power of will.
You're watching the 4th episode of VHS Unleashed.
This week's episode isn't going to be as long as usual, but it's going to be good enough for you to enjoy.
For our first segment, we're going to be having our usual talk back with Maria and Tessa.
Hey Bulldogs, we're back with another episode of Talkback where we get the student's opinion on various subjects.
And for this week's episode, we're asking students about themselves.
What song describes you?
Hoochie Mama by Two Life Crew.
Get Lucky.
I would say started from the bottom, because I started from the bottom, and I'm going up.
Why?
Because I'm up all night to get lucky.
Will you sing it for us?
I just did.
I may think K-pop, but like that's the subject. I'll just say Big Bang from.
Isn't that a group?
Yeah, it's a group.
How does it go?
She ain't nothing but a hoochie mama, hood rat, hoochie mama.
I have to sing it.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom. That's it.
Do you have any special talents?
I play the piano.
I play the tenor saxophone, all saxophones, and that's it. I can draw too. Yeah.
I can lick my nose.
I don't know. I don't think so.
How would you spend $1 million?
How would I spend it?
Yeah.
$1 million?
Yes.
I don't know. For starters, bought a Daft Punk headset. Daft Punk helmets, and a bunch of Daft Punk accessories, and then I would buy a car, 1956 Chevy.
Nice.
That's it.
I would actually go to Bethel and donate it to like the factory in Bethel. It's in New York, so I'll just go there.
I would spend it on my family.
I would buy a new gym for the basketball team.
I'm Tessa.
And I'm Maria from VHS Unleashed.
And now we have our special segments. First we have Silos with Talent of the Week.
And then we have Victoria and Cassandra telling you some history of our hometown, Gossip Town.
Hi, I'm Silos. This is Talent of the Week. Would y'all tell what's your talent?
Beatbox.
Give us the sample. And this is Silos with the Talent of the Week.
I'm Victoria. And I'm Cassandra, and we're here talking about Venus history. Venus, formerly known as Gossip, isn't so much like it used to be. Though a number of families settled in the area in the late 1850s, the community did not develop there until the late 1880s, a time that J.C. Smith purchased 80 acres in an abandoned cornfield and laid off town lots. In 1888, a post office branch opened, and by 1890, Venus had 10 residents. By the mid-1890s, Venus was one of the most prosperous towns in Johnson County, reporting 13 businesses, 31 houses, a number of churches, a grade school, and Bernetta College. During the next decade, 3 banks opened, a weekly newspaper named the Venus Express began, and the town voted into corporate.
By the late 1920s, its population had surpassed 800, but the Great Depression and the growth of the nearby Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex led to its decline. By the early 1940s, it consisted mostly of empty buildings, with one drugstore. When the drugstore threatened to close, Venus residents donated 5 each to keep it open. By the late 1940s, the town had recovered and reported 300 residents and nearly 20 businesses. In 1990, the population was 977. The town expanded into Ellis County. Today, more than 2,500 residents enjoy great schools and thriving residential and commercial developments, all with a small hometown atmosphere.
Now we have sports with Sean and Dalton.
Hello and welcome. This is Dalton, and I'm here with the sports this week for the boys basketball team. This week, the boys basketball team halted as they were defeated by Barnett High School in the bi-district playoff game, 61-28. They gave it their all, but couldn't pull it off in the end. In conclusion of the game, I talked to the varsity head coach, Jay Underwood, about what he thought on the game and how it was responded. He was quote-unquote, "The boys had a good game, but it was Barnett's 6'8" star that they really couldn't get coverage on. This year we were knocking on the playoff door, next year we'll be kicking it in." Well, that's all I have for you for the major headlines of this week's sports. Remember, you're watching Sports Unleashed, and remember to tune in next week for VHS Unleashed next episode. This is Dalton, and I'm out.
Well, that's this week's show. We hope you enjoyed it.
And don't forget to go follow us on Twitter at VHS Unleashed.
Be sure to watch next week's show.